And welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Look, we got to get back our mind, right? Now, you may ask, well, why do I say that? Simply because we lost our minds, right? Meaning that the mind that we had pre-slavery, we don't no longer have that mind. Our mind have been replaced by the colonizer's mind, right? Our religion had been placed by the colonizer's religion, right? Now, if you think I'm just making this up, I want you all to walk with me for a minute, right? Let me give you a verbal image of life, right? Look, when you think of building and you think of making a decision, or it could be something in your heart that you really want to do, right? If you even have one inkling thought of what the colonizer would think before you make your decision, you lost your mind. You have his mind, right? If for 1 minute you close your eyes and they talk about Jesus and you see a white Jesus, you have the colonizer's mind. You are made and bred in the colonizer's mind and his energy, right? And there is a solution for that, and we'll get to that in a minute. You remember how you were younger, right? And it still goes on till this day. But I got to give a shout out to all the podcasters, right? Because podcasters do it in the public, right? They don't hide uh, in on phones, and they don't hide in dark places and discuss issues. They put it out in the public, and you can decide whether you agree or disagree, right? But you remember when you were younger, when they first came out with the three-way phone, right? You would always have somebody with the colonizer's mind, right, on that phone. Give you an example. Someone would call someone and say, call so and so, but don't tell them I'm on the phone, right? And ask them what they think about me, right? Drama already. Colonizer mind. Though you the baby spy, right? Now the person on the other line had three choices. If they knew you were on the line, right? They say, "Oh man, fuck that bitch ass nigga. That nigga ain't about shit." Just the fact that you trying to spy and set me up and see what I think about somebody else on some bullshit, right? Or they be silent. Oh man, everything good with me, right? Not to divulge any information, right? But we were set to create drama because our mind has been replaced with the colonizer's mind. They done that, you know. Why you think? And I know you hear me say this over and over again. Why you think? We're gonna make it against the law for black people to be able to read and write. When I say black people, I'm talking about all non-whites. I'm talking about what they call Native Americans, because Native Americans at one time was called Negroes too, right? So you ain't gonna be able to read and write until they formulated a system that now it's okay for you to learn and read or write, because what you learning how to read and what you learning how to write is really coming out of the colonizer's mind. You are just a melanated person with the mind of a colonizer, and he's controlling you from the inside, right? Through propaganda, through the way he's written his books, through the way he's formulated images through the media, and we sucked it in. Now the solution came when black people started getting into Pan Africanism. The solution came when Master Muhammad came and taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X and the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan and Muhammad Ali started chipping away at that colonizer's mind that was in black people, right? If you ever stood in your mirror and wished you was white, you got the colonizer's mind. If you ever stood in the mirror and didn't like you or like your features or like something about you, you had the colonizer's mind, right? Now, we're going into building, right? So when you tried to build something, you was building it on what? The colonizer's mind. Out of the colonizer's mind, right? You wasn't building it for yourself, your people, right? For legacy, for the next generation. You were just simply building it because you wanted attention or you wanted the colonizer to pat you on the back and give you a job well done, right? But nothing from nothing leaves nothing, right? He knew what he put into our mind, right? Let me show you what he did, right? First, slavery over with, right? Black people making money, right? Looking for communities to build and grow, right? He said, well, you can't live over here. We're going to put you all over here, right? We're going to put the builders and the destroyers all together in one area, right? So as the free-minded black man started to build, then the colonized black man mind started to destroy. He knew this was going to happen. And he put us all in one area and sit back and laugh and watch us build. Somebody build something, somebody destroy something. Okay, I'll give you another example. You can be young on the playground, right? You'll have somebody who will say, get a group, come on, y'all, let's go build a fort. Let's go build a castle. Let's go build a community, right, out of the sand, right? Soon as they build that community and leave, it's going to be the destroyer. Somebody going to come and destroy what they built and laugh about it. And they got their audience too, right? So now it's clash. He knows it's going to be a clash. We called it crabs in a bucket, but he already knew what was going to take place, right? Then he sat back and said, look, this is what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to put one gun in each corner of this community on each different side of the community, and let's see how long it takes for somebody to get that gun and they start killing each other, right? He already knew it. He was like, okay, check this out, right? Now, how we gonna get the guns in the community without them knowing that we placed it there? Oh man, we'll park a car, put the guns in the trunk, and just leave the keys in the trunk. Trust me, somebody gonna come open it and see those guns and think they came up on something, but not knowing that they were being set up, right? Because the destroyer, if he's looking to destroy, he's looking for something for free. He's looking to get over. He's looking to snatch. He's looking to snatch and grab. So he knows the destroyer. He's gonna come, pop that trunk, see those guns, right? Grab those guns, right? Sell those guns on the street, and next thing you know, within a week later, somebody did buy one of them guns, right? They had it planned out. They had it figured out, right? Now, you wonder about relationships, right? Okay. And this is a tough one because black men are natural builders, right? But since we're trying to get things together, and I know what y'all saying, well, damn, it's 2025. Why you don't have it together by now, right? And we do, right? We just understanding the power of separation, where like minds need to be together versus like minds, right? And it's not tribalism. It's just that builders need to be with builders and got to separate themselves from the destroyers, right? So in relationships, the black man's like, look, I'm finna build this off the ground, right? Now, in order to build, the most beautiful thing to have by your side is a helpmeet who's going to help you build, right? Your mind is focusing on building, right? So while you out there building, you need somebody on your side that'll make sure that your health is good. They make sure you got some nutrition, right? They taking care of you, massaging you if you need a massage, right? And she finna give you that good living, right? You know what I'm saying? To keep you motivated while you out there building, right? Now, if you got a female that's not helping you build, then she's just helping you destroy. She's not, or even if she don't understand the purpose of building, or maybe you just saw that she was fine and you saw the beauty in her, but you didn't see that she was a destroyer. So as you start building and she's not your help meet and she's destroying, then you got to burn off on her, because the main goal is to build. That's more important, because you got to build something not only for yourself, but community, but legacy, but generations that's coming behind you, right? So you constantly thinking. It takes a lot of thought and time to accomplish what your goals and your mindset on building, right? Now, I want to go back to the solutions again. What Nasser Farad Muhammad brought, right, was to knock out the colonizer's mind out of you and give you back your mind so you can start back building, right? Then he left reminders for you to keep you going, just in case you forgot, right? And those messengers and warners that was raised up, excellent job on teaching us the importance of building something for ourselves, right? That's your number one objective on this planet. That's why when you go all over the world, you see what your ancestors had built to remind you that you are builders. Even though they try to take it away because they don't want you to know that that was you. But you recognize you. I'm gonna show you how you recognize you. It could be a mulatto, right? I'm talking about that can damn near pass for white, right? But black people recognize they own. They recognize their melanin in you. They know that's you hiding up in there. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So when you see those old mech heads and you see the pyramids and you see those statues that they find in the ground with those black features, right? They were built. They left something. You had to create and build that. They left that behind to show you this is who you are. You are a builder. You build societies. You built the White House. You built America under duress, right? You was forced under the whip, under the gun, but they needed your mind. Once everything was built, they didn't need your mind no more. So they was like, well, we'll give you our mind and hope you destroy yourself. Right. And then they hated anybody who came behind them and said, no, that's not who you are. You a builder. Now their life was in danger because they knew that unification, they taught us against unifying, right? It was just in our subconscious mind. Hell, whenever two or more gathered, they called that a gang and they broke it up. Right, and sometimes they done it with force just to send a message. We don't want you ever trying to assemble uh, under the colonizer's rule, right? But what they fail to realize is we've been assembling before they was even on the planet, so it's just in us. It's in our nature to assemble and talk about building, right? Now, once we stop understanding and talking about the importance of building something, that's when everything crumbles. When you lose the motivation to build, then you lost your will and things start to crumble, right? And another thing that's destructive is when you look over and you see somebody else building and you feel some kind of awkward way about it. Only two things you're gonna do. Either you're gonna go over there and help and ask if they need assistance so you can learn how to build something for yourself if you don't know how to, right? Or you're gonna wait till they turn their back and you're gonna try to destroy it if you got the colonizer's mind. Right. And I'm saying that to say that in 2025, the colonizer's mind is over with. Right. Even AI won't even let you deal with the colonizer's mind, right? Now put it like this. You can say, AI, I want to be strong for my people, right? What's a good slogan, a good phrase to be strong for black people? AI might tell you black power. Now, if you got the colonizer's mind, you're going to say, well, damn, I wonder how they going to feel if I post this saying black power. Will they come after me? right? You got the colonizer's mind, right? AI be like, look, why you asking me, fool, if you too scared to do what you asked me to do and I gave you the answer? And you worried about what somebody else would think, you are really working against AI. AI might disconnect this service from your scared ass. You worried about what the colonizer gonna think when you ask AI what's the best solution. They give you the best solution, and you're like, well, I don't know about this one, AI. I might colonizer might not like this. Look, man, it's 2025. Meaning it's 2025, and that old slave minded uh, man, it's dead, bro. Ain't no more we shall overcome, and ain't no more one day we gonna get it together. And it's gone. It's either you building or you destroying. What side are you on, right? And if you destroying, then we don't have no use for you, right? Because when you building, you add on and you add on and you add on, and now you got a strong foundation, you got a strong structure. But if you build and then you got a destroyer next to you, each brick you lay on top, you lay one brick, that brick you lay on top of that brick, they gonna remove that brick. Now you gotta lay it back on top. Then they gonna take it back, and nothing gets done. And then time just wasted. Time just passes by, and 50 years been passed by, and it still look the same with just one brick on the ground. Right? Those days are gone. You know. Now I understand, right, the importance of spirituality and uh, what they deem as religion, right? And I also understand that the colonizer understand that importance as well, right? So symbology is important for the colonizer in order to get you to follow subconsciously without you even knowing as a trigger, because every time you see that symbolism, you're supposed to give a certain action, a certain emotion, right? I.e., you walk by, you see a white Jesus, you're supposed to feel as if that's holy, right? He designed for it to be that way. He created a code, a system, right, that he put in place for the melanated original man to follow if he's out of his right mind, meaning if he lost his mind. If you a black man and you lost your mind, it's certain things they know you're going to do, right? You're going to always put his woman first, right? You're going to always see her as the standard of beauty and not your own women, right? Or not any melanated woman, right? That's part of the system, and that's part of the programming and the planning, right? Now he knows if you see your woman, let's say as a queen, or if you respect your woman, he knows that, so he stays away from you, right? Because he knows that a child created out of that bond will be strong, right? He don't want strong black young boys and strong black men, right? He would rather see a black man emulating his mama or a female, because he feels safe around those type of black men. He don't see you as threatening to his woman or himself. He don't even see you as being a rival to him, right? He don't recognize your masculinity. So really you just, in his eyes, you just on the planet, right? But you don't have any justification to build or any justification to claim anything, to put your stake up and defend it. You don't have any justification for defense of anything, because he sees you as you not in your masculine. So he don't have to, you're not really anything to be considered as a worthy opponent in his eyes. So you no threat. So he brushes you aside, right? That way, the strong black man will always stand out, right? And they will always come after him, right? Just as long as black men don't unify. And let me take that back about unification, right? Unification don't always necessarily mean everybody is unified in a group and we all standing together saying we unified, physically in numbers. Sometimes unification is unified in thought, unified in what needs to be done, unified in a time. That's unification. So don't get it twisted when you think that we all have to be in one group, standing together, showing we unified, right? That's one display, but you can call that a display. But action, building, growing, creating, strong life, knowledge, passing on knowledge, that's unification. You feel me? So don't spend your time on this planet if you're not trying to build something, if you're not studying on how to build something, if you don't have the desire to build something, if you're not around a female, and females, if you're not around a male that's not trying to build something, you got to separate yourself because time calls for it. You feel me? So, yeah, you got to keep growing, man. You got to keep building because nobody gives us nothing. Now, on this last note, right, back to religion, right, it was very, very important for the colonizers to strip us of our spirituality, right, and give us his. Now, he didn't mess with what the Asians had as far as Buddhism or Dharma or what the East Indians had in the Veda and whatnot. Left that intact, right? But but with the black and the brown, what we deem as spirituality, he made sure he stripped us of that. He gave the brown Catholicism, and he gave black folks a form of Christianity. How can I say it? How can I say this without being mean? He gave us a second-hand version of what he kept for himself, right? When he created Christianity, and I'm not talking about the Gnostic, the Coptic Christianity. I'm talking about the Christianity they formulated at the Nicene Council, right? When they formulated that, they gave us a second-hand version of Christianity, of a way for us to think, slave, obey your master type of Christianity. And then they gave themselves a type of Christianity where they saw themselves as the master. So he's reading the Bible as if he's the master, and then he's taught you to read the Bible as if you the slave who's supposed to give the master his coat, right? Tricked you. Tricks and lies. But there's knowledge in the trick. But as I close, check this out, right? Check this out. You can't out devil him. You can't out evil him. Right? Many tried and lost everything. Right? But he can't out God you. He can't out righteousness you. He can't out build you if you building in the image and likeness of the universal God. Can you do it? I seen many people, bro. Many people try to out devil the devil. You can't do it. It's not and look, and you be thinking you insulting him when you call him the devil. He thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right? You think you insulting him and you call him Satan? No. He don't bother him, right? Because no matter what you do, You ain't gonna do them in dirt. You can't. It's not happening. Hey, look, I seen so many people try, man, wind up getting 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying, behind bars, or lose everything, or wind up homeless, or wind up in a hell of a situation. And you're in a hell of a situation because you trying to beat the devil at hell. It ain't happening. You can't do it. I'm talking about men and women. You can't do it, man. I ain't seen nobody beat him yet, right? Man, this man would go and take whole lands, go drop bombs on folks, kill up everybody, and I ain't worried about it. Then look at you and say, what you gonna do about it? You can't. You don't have the mind to create the evil tools that's needed to use to do the evil deed. You ain't creating nothing like that. You get a mind. Your mind is this your evil, right? This black folk evil. He did something to me. My feelings hurt. I'ma get him back and I'ma do him dirty. That's your evil, right? He did something to me. When I catch him, I'm shooting at him, right? Even though you not at the gun range, you shooting at him, shoot everybody around him, but your target was just him. When he come through, he ain't worried about just him. He getting rid of the whole block. Folk that ain't had nothing to do with it. He letting them have it too. Right? So you're not gonna out evil this man. So stop trying. Get you some books. Listen to motivational speakers. Start building. Start understanding the purpose on why you need to build, and start not just loving yourself, but love your grandchildren that ain't even here yet. Have something for them when they get here. Stop being selfish and just thinking about you and the problems you got and how hard it's been for you and how hard life been and I don't you know what I'm saying, man. Look, bro. Look, bro. That's a colonizer's mind. We are.